YouTube just announced one of its biggest changes to creator monetization in years. And if you're working toward the YouTube Partner Program, there's one date you need to remember: February 1st, 2027. That's when the bar for full advertising and subscription revenue sharing goes up significantly. But here's the key detail: these higher requirements aren't live yet. As of today, August 10th, 2026, the standing threshold for full YouTube Partner Program access is still 1,000 subscribers plus either 4,000 qualified public watch hours over the previous year or 10 million qualified public shorts views over the previous 90 days. Starting February 1st, 2027, that bar effectively doubles for new applicants. To qualify going forward, you'll need 1,000 subscribers and 8,000 qualified watch hours over the trailing year, or 1,000 subscribers and 20 million qualified shorts views over the trailing 90 days. So if you're building a channel right now, the finish line is moving further out. One more nuance worth knowing: watch time from the Shorts feed doesn't count toward the long-form watch hour requirement. Qualified watch hours come from public long-form video, and qualified Shorts views come from eligible public Shorts served in the Shorts feed. Now, what about the 500 subscriber tier? There's still a lighter entry point into the program. Right now, creators can apply at 500 subscribers if they've posted at least 3 public videos in the last 90 days and have either 3,000 public watch hours over the past year or 3 million public shorts views over the past 90 days. That tier doesn't unlock the full advertising suite. It opens up things like channel memberships, super chat, super stickers, super thanks, and some shopping features, full watch page advertisements, shorts feed advertisements, and premium revenue still require clearing the higher bar. And YouTube's announcement doesn't touch this 500 subscriber tier, and all of the entry thresholds for fan funding and shopping products are explicitly staying the same. So, what happens if you're already monetized? Here's the good news: this update doesn't affect creators already in the program. You won't be asked to suddenly hit 8,000 watch hours or 20 million shorts views to keep your existing status. That said, there's still a deadline to pay attention to. Existing partners need to review and accept YouTube's updated partner terms covering the watch page monetization module, the shorts monetization module, and where relevant, the commerce product module by January 31st, 2027. Miss that, and you'll stop earning from those features starting February 1st, 2027 until you go back into YouTube Studio and accept them. Signing or not signing these terms doesn't change your channel's underlying status in the YouTube Partner Program. Beyond that acceptance step, YouTube hasn't introduced any new minimum activity requirement like a set number of watch hours, views, or uploads per quarter for existing partners to keep earning. So don't take this as YouTube quietly raising the bar on people already in the program, because based on what's officially published, it isn't. Now let's talk about the new shorts requirement, because this one's separate. Starting February 1st, 2027, creators need 10 million qualified shorts views over a rolling 90-day window to be eligible for advertising and subscription revenue sharing, specifically on shorts. Falling under that number doesn't kick you out of the YouTube Partner Program. It just pauses your short-specific revenue share you keep earning on long-form content, and shorts revenue picks back up automatically once you cross 10 million views again. So your overall membership in the program and your eligibility for one particular revenue stream aren't the same thing. A creator can stay inside the program while temporarily losing access to just the shorts payout. For anyone building mainly on shorts, that's a good argument for diversifying. Leaning entirely on one viral cycle is riskier than combining shorts with long-form video, memberships, fan funding, shopping, or other income streams. YouTube's also said it's introducing new incentive programs for channels under the 10 million threshold, bonuses tied to shopping, brand deals, and trend-driven growth, with more details coming later. On the upside, YouTube is rolling out Premium Lite to every country where Standard Premium is already available. For creators, more premium subscribers means a bigger pool of subscription revenue. Creators get a share of net subscription revenue, 30% for Standard Premium and 60% for Premium Lite. And that pool splits 55% toward long-form content and 45% toward shorts, based on member watch time and views. YouTube says that, on average, a viewer converting to premium earns creators more than that same viewer watching advertising-supported content did. That's not a guarantee every premium view pays a fixed amount, but a bigger premium subscriber base is, On balance, a growing opportunity alongside advertising. Now, what about content generated by artificial intelligence? There's a lot of confusion floating around here, so let's be precise. YouTube hasn't banned artificial intelligence-generated content, and creators don't have to disclose every use of artificial intelligence. The actual requirement is narrower disclosure is required when content has been meaningfully altered or synthetically generated and looks realistic. Think making a real person appear to say or do something they didn't, meaningfully altering footage of a real event, or generating a realistic depiction of something that never happened. Routine production help using artificial intelligence to draft a script, generate a thumbnail or title, build an infographic, write captions, or brainstorm ideas generally doesn't trigger that disclosure requirement on its own. So the real question isn't, was artificial intelligence involved? It's, did artificial intelligence create or meaningfully alter realistic content in a way viewers could mistake for something real? Consistently skipping disclosure on qualifying content can lead YouTube to apply its own label, and in some cases to penalties up to removal or suspension from the partner program. It's also worth understanding that disclosure rules and monetization rules are separate issues. YouTube's monetization policy favors original, authentic content. Mass-produced, repetitive, or templated material can be classified as inauthentic and lose eligibility. But using artificial intelligence tools doesn't automatically make something inauthentic. Content that layers in real creative input, commentary, storytelling, original educational value, a genuine point of view, can still qualify for monetization even when artificial intelligence played a role in producing it. The issue isn't artificial intelligence itself, it's content that looks mass-produced with little originality or value for viewers. Last thing, some of the headlines around this announcement have overstated things. This isn't YouTube creating one sweeping new real-world impact rule, it's an update specifically to the partner program's monetization structure. YouTube's community guidelines already separately cover misinformation, election-related misinformation, harassment, violent content, dangerous activities, and hate speech, with carve-outs in some cases for educational, documentary, scientific, artistic, or public interest content. Discussing a controversial topic isn't by itself a violation. The test is whether the content breaks a specific policy. So here's what this actually means for your channel. The new full monetization thresholds don't kick in until February 1st, 2027, so until then, the current 4,000-hour or 10 million shorts view bar still applies. If you're close, that's real incentive to clear it before the new numbers land. If you're already monetized, you don't need to chase new activity minimums, but don't ignore YouTube Studio notifications because you do need to accept the updated terms before January 31st, 2027 to keep earning fully. If you rely heavily on shorts, start thinking about diversifying revenue, since short-specific payouts will depend on staying above that rolling 10 million view bar. And keep leaning into original, recognizably yours content because commentary, creativity, and genuine value matter more as monetization policy tightens around inauthentic, mass-produced material. Bottom line, entry into full monetization through the YouTube partner program is getting harder. Shorts payouts now come with an ongoing activity bar, and authenticity is increasingly central to staying eligible. But the opportunity itself isn't shrinking. Building a consistent audience, diversifying your income streams, and giving viewers a real reason to watch your channel specifically is still the winning strategy.